Hey there, sunshine. The question I have for today is all about self-love. Like, who do we love the most? And if you guys have been following my stories, you know that I am all about making sure that we're giving ourselves enough love. If we're not pouring into ourselves, then how can we pour into other people? How can we build a better business, a brighter business, a more beloved business if we're not taking care of ourselves first? Okay, so taking care of ourselves is never, a waste of time. Pouring love into ourselves is never a waste of time. So I wanted to talk about some self-love strategies and ask you, have you ever written yourself a love letter? I know it seems kind of crazy, but it's a real question. When was the last time you did a writing or a journaling exercise where you wrote yourself a love note? Okay. Because if we're building a network marketing business, just take just a break here. If we're building a network marketing business, we know that there are plans, we know that there are goals, we know that there are strategies. We are in action mode, we are in do mode. And that is a very masculine energy. That is a very high energy that for some personality types, for some women, that's not easy to do. And yet we know it's really going to be difficult to have a successful network marketing business unless we do those actions. So it has to have that balance. We have to have that balance about building a business, also about building ourselves up every single day. And network marketing, that is a service-centered business, right? We're loving, we're growing, we're serving, and love is service-centered. So if we're pouring love into ourselves, we know, like that song is, love will find the way, because it's positive, it's hopeful, it's energetic, it's eager, it's a participation activity. Correct? Would you guys match those emojis? Definitely. Let me know your thoughts about this. So yes, we do need the action mode. We need the planning. We need the strategy. We need the activities of every single day. But without heart, without love, it's going to be a tougher row to hoe. So let's come from a heart-centered type of business, because our greatest power as women, we know, like mom is a verb, we're amazing at nurturing other people, but we often forget and we neglect ourselves, right? So if we think about this a little bit deeper, that's where it comes down to. If we have to build a business, because journaling, writing, it comes from our heart and it flows through our mind and then right at the end of our fingertips into our journal or notebook. And it solidifies truths, it creates new belief systems, and it allows us to tap into our greatness, our deeper superpowers of being mindful and present at the time, okay? So let's pop into this, okay? So first off, we're gonna write ourselves a love letter, and this is such a positive activity. It really allows some deeper creativity. It allows us to really flow with our natural nuances and tendencies. It allows us to pour out like what's going on in our heart and in our mind. And we become our best cheerleader. We are often every other woman's best cheerleader, but writing ourselves a little love letter on a Sunday, or any day of the week that suits and fits you is so very powerful. Because we have to remember that we're not our pain points, okay? We've gone through processes. We have to look with an outside exterior eye, using a third party eye, and forgive ourselves of those old pain, trials, and tribulations, and allow them to be stepping stones for wisdom, and forgive ourselves just like we would be forgiving our best friends. So that is tip number one. We are not our past pain points, okay? That's tip number one. Tip number two, you're not an island. Okay, we're not an island. We are connectors. Women have this sisterhood, this tribe. They always have those quotes, let your vibe show to pull your tribe. We're not an island. So let's collaborate. Let's connect. Let's help each other. And by writing a love note, we get to remember that we're allowed to grow and we're allowed to explore our best selves by serving other people. Network marketing is a connection, right? Is all connection. Network, that's net. We're network. networking, we're connecting, we're collaborating, we're communicating, we're empowering, we're uplifting every single day. And that lights us up. That keeps our heart going and flowing. And so you can wake up with joy and excitement every single day when we're serving that way. So the other tip I want to give you guys, tip number 3, is determining your worth is way too great of a responsibility for anyone else. Okay, it's just way too big. My power is my responsibility. Okay, your power is your responsibility. So determining our self-worth is just too great of a gift, I guess, to give someone else to determine that. It's up to us. So we get to, through a love letter, through a writing exercise, we can reclaim it and own it back as ourselves. And I think that's one thing we have to remember, is that it's immeasurable. Our self-worth is immeasurable. And it can kind of be true that we can sometimes very often underestimate our self-worth or our worthiness or our power. So it's up to us to own it, to declare it, and to claim it. So those are just some of the thoughts that were coming into this writing exercise. And I love writing. I love journaling. So, you know, when it comes to actually getting into the activity of pouring into you from yourself and relighting your own candle, relighting your own fire, so you can share it forward and give it to your team, to your friends, to your family, within your relationships, your partner, your kids, even your co-workers, and especially the sisters within your network marketing business, okay? Whether they're new friends or they're old friends, pouring love is empowering. So number 1, is finding your format. I think that everyone has their own format. Maybe you have a magical pen and a beautiful journal. Maybe you love the therapy of hearing your fingertips strike the keyboard and hearing those sounds. So we shine as big women of writing handwritten, because like I said, it comes from our hearts into our mind and then flows into our fingertips. So writing a love letter, whether it's on a note app on your computer, or like I said, on a journal or a special notebook, you know, your old diary. We used to write in our diaries as kids all the time, hopes and dreams and fantasies, you know, with under the blankets with a flashlight. It can be a really, really magical process. So figure out how you want to do it. That is number 1. Okay. Number 2, after you've discovered your format, is we have to find a comfortable private space. Okay. Some of my best journaling was actually when I would go to my favorite little coffee shops, okay? And I would go at odd hours. I wouldn't go when it was really busy and crowded and populated. I would go in my own little time period when I was alone. So maybe for you, it's, you know, walking down to the lake and sitting on the shore and listening to the waves roll in and the waves roll out. Or maybe you want to sit by a babbling brook, or maybe you want to be in a private space in your home office, light some favorite candles, do something. So blocking it off in your calendar in like even a 20-minute or 30-minute increment, you know, is important, okay? Because self-love isn't about, you know, booking time. Self-love isn't about taking time out to do an activity. Self-love and helping ourselves grow is about booking up our hearts, like booking something that's going to fill you up, that's going to make you feel better. So booking time and doing it in a comfortable private space where, you know, your kids aren't going to be bothering you, or that your partner's going to be, you know, barging in going like, hey baby, I need your help for this or that. So let them know and give yourself permission for this intentional exercise, because it has to feel like, you know, more of a date, like a private one-on-one party just for you, rather than a chore. Okay, that is super important. Tip number 3 is write it in the third person. I know it seems kind of crazy. Sometimes when I know I've done writing activities when people say like, hey, you know, I want you to host in this group. Can you please write me an introduction and a little bit about you? And I'm going, oh, it's such a painful exercise. But when I would step out of myself and write it as a third party, you know, Roxanne does this and this, and she serves these people, you know, she helps in these ways. She's gone through these processes. So writing it in the third person takes the stress. It's kind of strange, but it works like a tinker's darn. The writing in the third person works so fabulously because there's a science in it, okay? It can calm our anxiety. It can definitely lessen our stress because we're writing as a third person, as you're writing about your best friend is so powerful. So choosing your approach. I think this is the one where we can get really creative about how we love ourselves. When you're writing a love letter to yourself, it is about what you really do love about you, what you think makes you special or unique or different, and all those key points about you being unique and different, being as transparent and authentic as possible, is allowing your light to shine. So you get to say, like, I love you because, okay, I love how you're passionate about all these kind of different things. I got a whole list of them. I'm writing you to this love letter today, Roxanne, because, I love you because, I appreciate you because, I'm proud of you because. You should feel really proud. You should feel really freaking amazed and accomplished because. Roxanne, you make me feel happy because you are freaking awesome, because you are beautiful, because you are unlike everyone else, because, and I'm so thankful you are growing this way or doing these activities or participating in these things. What I really wish for you in your future is this, and let's make a date to do this. So those are just a couple prompts and ideas. So it allows for mindful stimulation. The last tips that you can do before you begin the activity, and by the way, this might bring some tears. It's okay. It is okay to, like I said earlier in the video, that this is part of a process of love. Okay, and sometimes love, there's tears involved. So we can really do some gazing into the mirror and to have some mindful, like I said, light a favorite candle, pour yourself a hot tea or a favorite beverage. Pretend that you are your own secret admirer. Pretend that you are your best friend writing to yourself, and think about the processes that way. So those are just some of the ideas I wanted to give you guys today, because when I think about how great it felt to write in my diary as a teenager, talking to myself about my hopes and my dreams and what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go in the world and where I wanted to travel and who I thought Mr. Right looked like, what I wanted to name my babies. We go through all these crazy things as teenagers. And when we can let that inner child back out, there's a part of you that delights in that. And, allowing that inner child to shine again allows those hopes and dreams to come back to the surface, and that you've taken the time for you to allow you to enjoy some quiet time. It's a beautiful exercise, and it can build a better business because it centers you about what your true powers are, what your superpowers are as a woman when it comes to building an online business or offline, okay? So that's it for you guys today. And of course, as always, this is what I love to do, okay? I absolutely have a beautiful tribe of women that I am honored and grateful for, blessed to work with every single day online. And if you don't know what the heck social retail is, if you're not familiar with what I do every single day, and you're looking for just a little bit more, maybe it's more sisterhood, maybe it's more tribe, maybe it's a little bit more above the kids or above the spouse or above the job, or maybe it's just a little bit of extra pocket money or a lot of extra pocket money, we should definitely have a conversation, because this is what I love to do every single day, is pour into my team and my tribe, show up for my friends and my sisters online, and help you win bigger and better in this beautiful industry that we call network marketing. Mwah! I love you guys, and I will see you guys all tomorrow on the sunny side of life. Bye, guys.